Good evening and greetings of peace to my co host, Yogi Sanjivana, and to anyone who may be joining us live for this event or who may join us in the future. My name is Anthea Alexander. I'm a wellness coach and basically have been co hosting these events with Yogi Sanjivana or Sanji for a number of months now, and we have covered a lot of different topics. Basically, we decided to host these events and came up with the theme of living consciously. It was in 2024 then, but since then we have rolled over into a new year, so it's now living consciously in 2025. And basically, we come up with a theme for each week, which fits under that larger topic of living consciously in our modern day and age. And basically, the intention of these events is to provide a safe and sacred space to express our thoughts and ideas, not only myself and Sanji, but for anybody who's wanting to join us. So we're open to discussion and conversation. As long as everybody's respectful, we're quite willing to discuss pretty much anything. So welcome. And tonight for our conversation, we have spoken the last couple of sessions or conversations about the topic of karma. And Sanji did warn me that karma is actually one of the things that you could just keep talking about on and on and on and on. And I have found that to be true because we're up to session 3, and I feel like we could have a conversation every week about karma. However, we may just limit it to 3 sessions, but we'll see what tonight's conversation brings. So I'll hand it over to Sanji so he can introduce himself and also perhaps talk a little bit more about the topic. So over to you now, Sanji.
Oh, thank you so much, Anthea, and very nice to be here always. Uh, I'm Sanjeev. I'm a meditation teacher. We do like spiritual from mentoring, counseling, uh, all the way. There are many charities also that we are doing. And me and Anthea, we are now in. Anthea had been always in all for a long time. We are like in nutrition based products. We are both involved in that. Anthea is actually my coach. So yeah, maybe she can add some more to this. Yeah, I'm most personally taking those products, and then we meet very nice people like Anthea, and then people, no, like mentors, and there are weekly programs and all these things. So and our friends are also gradually getting to know of these products, no, and we also and for the time I have been using it, I feel much better, more energy, no, more light. It's not like the average kind of things we eat even here, like which is heavy, and so I usually don't eat a lot also, but still I feel heavy, and then and sometimes it's difficult to even digest, kind of, no. So, but within this product, it's very convenient, very easy, as well as so anybody in any walk of life, I feel it's very how to say very convenient in the sense, as well as we are always talking about something good, no. So it's natural and very healthy. That's one of the main things, because many things we eat are toxins these days, no. Maybe it's a part of our own karma at this time, and maybe this is a good karma that came, no. And we are trying to bring ancient things and really wholesome things back to society. So this is one of the good things we have. uh, and yeah, talking about, I'll let Anthea. Yeah, Anthea, would you like to add some more into this?
Sure, Sanji, I'd love to. So, Sanji and I are basically working with an organization called Lifestyle Management Group, or LMG. And the philosophy of Lifestyle Management Group is 80% nutrition, 20% movement or exercise, and 100% mindset. And with the 100% mindset, I feel that that was where Sanji and I originally connected because we're both very interested in meditation. So, meditation definitely fits into the mindset category. And with the organization that we're involved with, we also, there's a really large focus on personal development. So, that's another part of what we do. However, as wellness coaches, we work with people to basically help them to manage their weight, so lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight, also to improve their energy, and also to achieve any health goals that they may have. And yeah, so we do this through nutrition and we do it through one-to-one coaching. So basically, if you're wanting to work with us, you actually and you're wanting to order the products, you actually get us as well. So so basically 24/7. If you're to have 24/7 access, you can have that to either of us, which is amazing, I believe. So we what happens is we actually will work with you one to one to make sure that you achieve your goals. So it's not like perhaps other nutritional products where you buy the nutritional product, but nobody actually checks to see that you're using it properly. We will actually follow up with you and maintain a really great working relationship with you to make sure that you can achieve your health goals. And there is an opportunity to earn income through this opportunity as well. So if you or if you getting a bit tongue tied, I'm talking too quick. If you or you have family or friends who are wanting to make some extra income, which is really important in this day and age with our global financial challenges, please reach out and Sanji and I can give you some more information so you can make some decisions about whether you might like to join us in our organization.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Anthea. So today's topic, like you mentioned, it goes a long way. And in many ancient scriptures and everything, it says some topics you cannot finish, even if you talk a lifespan or even many. Yeah. So I think so. We are trying to make some justice in a way, little way we can. So here we have like 12 laws of karma. Each one is a topic itself. But these are real things that happen in our life. So I think it's good Anthea chose this topic because it's so related to us, even if people believe it or not. But if we really look into it, regardless of any kind of religious view or anything like that, no, because we can see and we'll try to bring in like examples that are real life examples. So doesn't matter, no, what they believe, it happens, right? uh, they can say no, I don't believe, so that doesn't keep it away from them happening, no. And if somebody says, oh, I believe, but that doesn't ensure anybody just getting the good things only. Surely the bad things will also come, right? So either way, but it's good to know. And then while, like Anthea mentioned, like before we started this, like to know practices and things, we can change the patterns. So yeah, Anthea, I think this is a great topic, and let's get on with it, right?
let's on with it. So basically, the past two conversations that we had, we initially talked about the definition of karma, and karma translates into English as action. And what it basically means is what goes around comes around. So, what energy or action that you take out into the world towards people or animals or plants or perhaps even yourself. I'm not quite sure about that, but that might be something we can discuss. Comes back to you. So it's almost like a boomerang. The
Mm.
First Nations people in Australia who use boomerangs, and they throw their boomerang and it circles around and it comes back.
Comes back.
So the first week we talked about the definition. We talked about touched upon how people tend to view it in the Western world or in Australia, the people that I've come across.
Mhm.
And we also talked about some, Sanji talked about some amazing instances or examples of karma that was perhaps a bit negative,
Mhm.
but it was a great example of and really illustrated what karma means. And then in our second conversation event, we talked about wholesome karma. So we talked about more
Mm.
positive
Also.
examples. So in our third, and yes, we'll see, in our third talk about the 12 laws of karma, and also perhaps some uh, actions, practices that we can take to basically invest in good karma as much as possible.
Mhm.
Right.
Mm.
So, Angie, would you like to start talking about the 12 laws of karma?
Sure. So the first one is like called cause and effect. There's an ancient verse. It says like karma vipaka vattanti vipako sambhavo tasma puna bhavo hoti eva loko pavattati. That means like uh, how to say from results of the karma, new karma is born. Karma vipaka vattanti. Yeah, from karma results are born. From results, uh, uh, then new karma is born. Huh? And this is and this brings future birth, which is quite related to the 12 factors, as well as this is what we call the world. Huh? In some places, it's mentioned like this, no? Karma sakomi, like the people how they have mentioned about karma, huh? And what they knew a lot about this. Huh? So it says like karma sakomi, karma dayado. Dayado means like from parent to child, the inheritance. That is like one, like it can be good, it can be bad even, right? From a parent to a child. So like that, karma is like an inheritance. Karma dayado. Karma yoni means like it's a reason for birth. Yoni. And then karma bandhu, it's like a friend, but it can come as a good friend as well as a bad friend. They are a bad, no? So good friends come and help you, no? But bad friends can come and take you to various activities that can ruin you, right? Bandhu. Karma parties are no like a help also. It comes. So say like somebody is coming and helping somebody and taking out them from poverty or any difficult situation. But somebody comes in the guise of helping, but they come and disrupt it. No? So this happens in both ways. Karma parties are no. And yeah, it says like if somebody understands these features, if some bad or good karma comes to me, I think it's which is quite related to this. Yang karma kalyanang or papaka. Kalyana is good, papakanga is bad. If it comes to me, tasa dahayado bhavis. Then I will reflect and contemplate and accept them. So it's kind of nice, no? The one verse covers many. So please, Anthea, yeah, we go to the first topic, no?
Yeah, so that's really interesting because the law of cause and effect, I've heard of that before, but I haven't heard of it I didn't realize that it related to karma, but it makes sense that it does. I've actually heard about it in other situations. So I am going to research that after our
Mhm.
conversation this evening and have a look at where that also, well, it may be a scientific law as well. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but I've definitely heard of that before.
Mhm.
So it makes a lot of sense what you're saying. Like to discuss that law any further?
Yeah, like cause and effects plays a big role. It's a massive topic. And in some places, it's called dependent origination. It's like the chakra of samsara. And then they have categorized like 12 factors, a lot of things going on. And in meditation, this is like the intermediate stage. You have to dive in, you use materiality mentality, and you practice on these things. You check your past lives, do a lot of things with it. Huh? So just we coming back to the cause and effect, everything seems to be cause and effect. For example, say if you take this equipment, lot of things get together and it makes the microphone. So many causes, the result, the effect is the mic.
Yeah.
And then the surroundings of house, timber, the cement, the sand, the bricks, all of them get together, and the roofing tiles or whatever we used to cover the roof, all get together and make the roof. If it's a table in front of us, the wood, the chips of wood make pieces of wood. The pieces of wood collectively make a table or a chair. So body also. Uh, the muscles, the how to say, the skin, the muscles, even the sinews and all these parts, the blood vessels, the liquid parts, everything. From or if we take as cells, they all gather together and make. The result will be or effect will be, we can say it a body. Mind also is like that. Like computer programming, it doesn't function so ancient people used to categorize this, and not only that, it's not just barely on the books. uh, you we have to meditate and like it's called discerning. You dissect it and experience. So you take your mind to that level and you can check. So it is like uh, the mind is the main, but there's always some associating factors with it, for the good as well as the bad. It cannot work together. So work alone, sorry. So you see, like if you talk about energy particles also, the body is a group of energy particles. Huh? So mind is also like that. Mental. So when you see like everything around us, the world, the universes, everything, the trees, the animals, if you look at a river, droplets of water collectively make a bulk of water, which when it's flowing, we say like it's a river or a stream. Yeah? The sky, the clouds, when you consider, you can see like nothing escapes this, no? So, no, collectively. So, if we put the proper causes together, we can get the proper effects. So that's why many places it says like, what you sow is what you reap. What you plant is what you get, no? So if you plant the proper seeds, you get the uh, so it's not like you plant one and you wish and do, oh, get me this, get me this, get me this. No, it won't be different. You'll get what you planted, no? Uh, so in ancient time they say like if you plant some bitter thing and if you wish and do all the things possible, like and say like I wish this would be sweet, it's no, right? And if you plant something sweet, mango, something like that, you get a mango tree, right? Huh? If you don't fit, yeah. So likewise, it is as such. So it goes a very long way. But if we can put the proper causes, but this goes a very very long way, Anthea. Huh? So because, for example, if you take it in a more deeper sense, we burn a piece of paper, we get ash as a result.
Yes.
So the causes are no more when the result appears, right? So, or if you cook something, we can say in a conceptual way, I am the one who prepared it, no? Or mom, or anybody can say that, no? But we didn't make the spoon, we didn't make the ingredients separately. We didn't make the pots and pans, we didn't make the stove, we didn't make that electricity gas or any kind of energy, or if it's a tree, then it's more. Even if it's gas, electricity or something. Then the hydroelectricity connection, the gas lines, where they came from, maybe it's from another country. It comes, and then from the earth, the millions years of fossilized fuel, how did it come across those animals or trees that were buried maybe, and then no, on the process that happens for millions of years, So it's not just us who did, but we are also, if you take like that, the person who's holding the spoon is made out of lot of things. We are also consisted of made lot of things. And how did we come by? Mother, father, and lot of it goes all around. And in this present moment, we had our food, we had our water, we had our oxygen. Where did it come from? Another ton of causes. So individually we can say, but when in realistically you cannot say I am the one who did it all. So when you
No.
apply that, no, then how did the pots and pans come? How did this ingredient? Then you have to connect it to a field. Then the farmer comes by. How did the farmer come by? The seasons, the stars, the suns, the oceans, the universes, everything is good. So there was a beautiful, wonderful teacher called Chit Nhat Hanh in Vietnam, but he was living in France. He's a great teacher, and he used to incorporate all the religions and everything together. It was a beautiful thing. And then maybe heard of him, and yeah, so
Ring a bell, yes.
uh-huh. So he used to like Plum Village in France, and he was Vietnamese, but now he passed away. But still, they're following his step. But it's beautiful. He incorporated all this together, uh, and like Erika told, he also has a blend of things. So and he once like took a piece of paper and he said everything is here, the oceans, the trees, the stars, everything is here within a piece of paper, which is true. No, paper comes from trees. How did the trees come? So many things. No, the machines, the people involved who made that and everything. So everything is good. So if we look at that in the long run, uh, if we put the proper causes in, we get the proper results. Uh, so if we are talking in a positive way, if we make like cooking something, no, uh, or then we also help to bring the proper causes to make the proper effects. Uh, but in the other way, if you see something happening to you in a negative way, that was you can be very mindful. Oh, I have also participated or done something that brought proper reasons together, that brought the proper effects today. That's why I'm going through this duration, a time period maybe, because you try your best, but still it keeps coming. Or without any reason it comes, no? We didn't do anything wrong in this life or within that time, but somebody comes and like scolds you or something happens to you, no? I saw recently a person was arrested for 39 years and put into prison for something he had never done. After 39 years, like the person who accused him said, like he's not the person. But he came after 39 years, but he was able to forgive that person, it seems. But 39 years is a long time, right? And to go to prison? Yeah, yeah. So, Anthea, please, you also had your ideas.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's very humbling to think about
Exactly.
because often, I don't know about you, but often it feels like in Australia, it feels like a very individualistic society.
Mm.
So I live by myself, and it often feels like you're sort of doing things alone and perhaps that you're not so connected to other people, but from what you're talking about, everything is connected. There's nothing
Yeah.
that we can say we're by ourselves or alone or individual.
Mhm.
Absolutely everything is connected. Food that we eat has gone through, so many different processes, and there's been people who've grown the seeds. Perhaps if we eat some bread or some rice, they've sowed the seeds, they've watered the plants, they've harvested the plants, and it just goes on and on and on. And so many people have been involved. for us to have like a meal of the different foods that we might have on our plate, the vegetables, maybe the fruit, maybe the rice or the meat or fish or whatever it might be. So many processes have gone into that. And as you say, it's like the world, the planets, the stars, the sun, the moon, everything is just connected together. And so that's really beautiful to think about, that connection. And it reminds me of our connection and how we are part of nature. We're not separate to nature, we are part of nature. It also reminds me of so I'm a Muslim person, I practice Islam. And when I first became a Muslim person, one of my sisters in Islam took me out to celebrate that I had converted to Islam, or decided to follow that faith. And I can't remember exactly what she said to me, but it was along the lines of that God or Allah is responsible for everything. So if you believe in God or Allah, it's like those causes, he or she, however you see a higher power, is responsible for all those causes. So in that circumstance, perhaps that one could say, or one could think about, perhaps that karma fits in somehow, and perhaps karma is part of people's destiny as well, and perhaps it's part of their life journey and their life lessons, their trials and tribulations as well. So it just opens up, as you said, we could have a conversation about each of the 12 laws of karma, and I can see how that could happen very, very easily. So I'll back over to you.
Okay, so and then it's considered as a ripple effect also. And some places it's mentioned like when you tap on a chain, uh, when you tap on it, the vibrations go in either direction, no? But this is much more. It's like if you have links all or in all directions, past, present, future. When you tap on it, the vibrations go all. So if you drop like some pebble or some water itself into a pond or a bucket or basin or anything, the ripples go further and further. So in meditation also we can see this, or any action or thought we do, that also has the cause and effect, like to make this ripple effect. So if you do, people do bad things, and then the ripple effects, people feel very far away even, right? Some person can do some crazy thing, and then another person, it can have climate change and all these things, and it affects, no? But this is in somewhere they don't even know the proper reason. uh, Reason in the sense like they don't know exactly to pinpoint, or this is where it happens, no? Or they are cutting forest or deforestation or something, and then it affects another area, or factory smokes. But the opposite is also like that. Even a good gesture, uh, it says like even the universe feels it. So they say if you are placing your foot on the ground, walk in a way with love and kindness and these kind of things that doesn't hurt the earth or mother nature or earth mother earth, because those vibrations also go a long way. There's walking meditation, meditation practices, or just by thinking good things. Some places or people, when you just go there, when you feel it, right? Even animals feel it, no? So, so that is the ripple effect. Yeah, I think we can just talk about this year, but maybe we move ahead for the next topic, no, Anthea?
Yeah.
We can just go on for like lower cause and effect today.
Uh, all right. So our next law of karma is the law of creation.
Creation.
Law of creation, you must act as if you want something to happen in your life,
Uh-huh.
while the energy you create, intentions, thoughts, and emotions is powerful and necessary. It won't work if you don't.
Uh-huh.
Achieving a goal requires work and tenacity. in addition to good intentions, thoughts, and emotions. So that's very interesting. So, karma being a translated into action. So, what I understand of this is that while we can work towards our goals and our dreams, we really need to basically embody that almost like it's already happened
Mhm,
and really feel it, because otherwise it won't match up with what we're wanting to achieve. Would
mhm.
you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, surely, yeah. So, yeah, yeah. And we can bring a modern perspective also for this, Anthea. Like many coaches and all, they no, like uh, so we can say like you attract what you are. Huh? So like it is like that, no? Some people in affairs or anything like that, they say, "Why do I meet such people?" No, or even if you are in life itself, but you wonder, or maybe these persons are clueless, right? But they tend to get caught up in the same kind of characters or situations. Huh?
Yeah,
So likewise, but in a good way also, if a person it says like they become like a flower, which is blooming, right? It doesn't need a big billboard to say, "Hey, I'm a flower," and an arrow pointed downwards. No, then there'll be millions of billboards, right? Hey, like bees, come! No, I'm good, and I have this all this nectar and all these things. I'm so beautiful or fragrant. No, they are naturally attracted. No, but if it's some stinky thing or something like that, there are even plants like that. No, all these flies or something get attracted, right? Yeah, and we can use these things even creation. One time, ancient times, one young man asked like, why are these differentiations? Why are some people born very rich into very rich family? I mean by birth. Why some people are born into poor families? Eh? Some people are very how to say, not to condemn people, but it is how it is, right? Some people their intelligence level is very high, uh, but some not so much, no. Some are very pleasant, some can have deformities in their body, right? We're not putting anybody down, but that is how
right.
it is, no. uh, and you wonder why, it's not even suitable, no, like why, no. Some people look fabulous, but some have even difficulty, so they have to do things maybe, but some even cannot. Some are very rich, some are very poor. Uh, Even if they try, some have a lot of problems, but some are having long life, some are having very little, even little children, right? Or young people. Some are in very good places, very secure, but some are in war zones maybe, or famine areas, no? So why are all these differentiations? Some people have all the facilities or most facilities. Even in the society, we see this. Even in the same country, uh, whichever category they belong to, you can see this difference. Some people live on the streets, no, and some people they put themselves there, even if everything is there. So then it says like this is also related to karma. So that's why it says, and yeah, like especially some people get born with disabilities, hearing problems or eyesight problems, and some it's very sad also. Like those illnesses, either physical or mental, cannot be cured. But some come and they are like uh, they when very small. These are like super brilliant, where you see like these tiny kids, no, they like what they are talking and about science or no space or all these things, uh, medical science and all this, and they do exams like what we took ages to finish, right? So yeah, yeah, some are like already like a professor, but then I saw like a little boy, and he's not even like he used to. He's coming and teaching big students, no, and he's this little one coming and he's like on a stand and he's like teaching all these big kids. Uh, but he had finished all the exams and all, and he was like a lecturer already.
Yeah.
So, so the karma plays a big role in these also. So, in regard to creations, we can relate to that also, Anthea. But usually, it's associated with the animated, or they categorize like trees, plants, and all, uh, and the animals. So you see, like some
Okay.
animals, even they are well taken care of as pets, like babies, no, or children. Sometimes the
Yeah.
mother calls like the cat or the dog in a good way. Maybe the child, she like, "Mm, you're no good, no," and she's like, no, and oh, but same type of animals, they can be living on the streets, or in the nature.
Yes.
It's even more rougher, right? Uh,
Mm.
Very tough.
Mm.
So why are
Yes.
those differences? But that doesn't apply into, it seems like, trees and these kind of things. Usually animals with a mind and physicality. And there's even only beings with mentality also. So usually, but you can all put them as beings or animals.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, Creation wise, eh? Okay, okay.
That is fascinating. Fascinating. Shall we move on to the
Sure,
third
sure,
law?
sure, sure.
Okay. So the third law of karma is the law of humility. And what I've got here is humility is the modest and well balanced view of oneself versus an unhealthy delusional sense of self importance, oftentimes the case. Your current reality is the result of your past actions. Are you humble or just pretending you are? If you
Mhm.
must boast about your accomplishment on social media, re examine your humility index. That's really thought provoking.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
Continuous like reach of gratification, no?
Yes.
Acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess that there's a level of we need a level of validation from other people and acceptance as human beings, but that's a little bit different to having to continuously boast about our achievements and really build ourselves up
Mm,
to feel like we're enough and to feel like we have self-worth. So
mm.
I'd love to hear your thoughts about this law of
Ah.
about you.
So I also found a nice one. It says like what you resist, you persist. Wow, no? Like what you resist, you persist. So when you think of it, it goes a long way and it's a lot to think about, right? Uh, so talking about being humble and all, it because we with the egoistic belief, yeah, it's very good to be proud of yourself and you have to have self confidence, all these things. But in a way,
Sure.
it is said, more you become wiser or knowledgeable or anything. uh, So, for example, the super rich, they don't show off. We don't see in them, like in all flashing everything around. uh, but the new rich or moderate, so they know this, like even in hotels and all. So they say like they just come in a sweater or something and uh, very casual, and they leave a big tip and go even, it seems. But like the new rich or some people, oh, I want this kind of water even, oh, I want this service, that service, and they try to flash it with all the jewelry and everything. Like, it's good to dress all. I'm not telling anything bad about it, but they can. These are not my ideas. They can clearly see, it seems. Huh? And all these big people, you don't see them flashing around, no? Like multi-rich people, you don't see them, no? Like so, and it's there even in other aspects or anything. Huh? You see, like more. It's like they say, like wheat or paddy or rice. Uh, when the seeds get like really ripe, they become very heavy and they are ready to germinate those. But the whole stem and those seeds incline downwards.
Yeah.
But the hollow ones, they stay up, or try to stay upright,
Yeah.
but any wind or anything it shakes.
Yeah.
So likewise, as we learn something also, we when we it says like more we learn, the lesser we know.
Yes.
So, and in some places it says like it's like if you know you are foolish, that is your wisdom itself. Really, because sometimes they are in denial, right? Or some
Right.
people they want to look really like brilliant or no, and sometimes they make a mockery of themselves, right? Nobody's doing, they do it for themselves, right? Uh, so, but it says like more they understand. I'm not saying that they cannot learn or anything like that. And but the more you go further, you will know there's so much more.
Yeah.
You know, and then it makes you more humble. And even if you do something, rather than I did it, no, like okay, we all did it, right? This is the difference between a boss and a leader, also, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I saw like graphics also. Yeah, you have to carry the boss, and he's like a with a whip and like get on, no, go move, no. But the leader will take the rope onto her or his shoulder and come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it's quite humbling and quite a difference in that, right?
Yes, there is a big difference.
Mm.
That's really interesting. And so I'm thinking about what you're saying about the difference between leaders and bosses. And yes, I think that really effective leaders are prepared to do whatever work that they ask their group or their organization to do. So it's not like I'm the leader, you do the work, and I'll just it's getting in there and being leading by example and doing the work so that the other people in their group can follow what they do, yeah, and be inspired by the leader.
Mm.
Uh, Also, in terms of Islamic teaching, so I'd love to share that. So Islamic teachings, they talk about charity, and
Mm.
charity can even be have to be money. It can be smiling at someone. It's
Mhm.
basically uh, making feel, being helpful, or positive karma, I could even say now. And but they talk about the best charity is when it's you do it when nobody sees.
Mhm.
So that's like that's what I'm being reminded of with this law of humility. So it's not about sharing your money around when or doing deeds in front of other people, because sometimes we do that and we're all human and that's okay. We all have egos, and
Mhm.
sometimes we like to show off or show people, try and show people that we, but it's about, yeah, but it's about when nobody is looking, how are you behaving?
Mhm.
So you are able to then, be charitable, do good acts when no one else is watching. I think that that's really a sign of true humility. Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Shall we move on to the next one, or
Sure,
did you have?
sure. No, 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 please, yeah.
All right. So the fourth one is the law of growth. And this, it says here, this is about controlling what you can control, namely yourself, and
Mhm.
letting go, accepting fate for the things you can't. The law of growth requires you to grow from the inside long before results appear on the outside.
Mhm.
Wow, that's really thought provoking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about that one?
So in a way, they say be the change what you want, no? So yeah, it seems like and spirituality, it's surely or religion and these kind of things really like bear witness to this. We tend to like wish like the whole world would change, the politicians would change, the systems would change, but just by mere thoughts or even sometimes actions or even like how to say rough behavior, there's nothing done usually, no? But if we can be the change what we want, what we seek, that makes a big difference. Maybe people will like ridicule you, or you see many places, right? But later they join in, they follow, and they understand this is something wholesome, no, something good. So yeah, regarding to that, and there's always when you see like in counseling and all these aspects also, no, life coaching, no, even in wellness, we have to start here, right?
Yes.
Then only like afterwards, no, like we take those products, right? And then it's so like then only like we can say, oh, okay, this was done, no, and this is how it was, how I felt, no, and I feel good or something. And then even in spirituality also, even ancient masters were like that. In modern days also, no, even they do those experiences, they experience those, or attain like that, and then that was the time they would deliver. But the inner change happen within them. And you see, when you see like special idol figures in history, I mean, in the good sides now, uh, they first did the change within themselves. Then they were telling other people also, don't do these bad things, do good things, no? So, so maybe it was like a journey they had for many eons of time.
Yeah.
Uh, but after that process was done, but they worked on themselves, no? And in many businesses and these places, also you see like people, uh, like they went through so much hardships. They didn't even have their parents around, and they were
Yeah.
going to door by door, and so many things had happened.
Yeah.
And can you remember we were talking like a truckload of dung, and yeah, so and it was right as if somebody dropped a truckload of dung right in front of your doorstep, no? And
Okay.
then, but the wise they slowly dig it in, maybe one scoop, one shovel per day,
Yeah.
and they that makes fertilizer, and
Sure.
then the fruit trees, flower trees, they bloom and blossom so fast and nicely, and then the fruits are not stinky. Uh,
Yeah.
they are very rich and ripe and all this, no, and you can share them around you, and even sell them if
Yeah.
needed, no, or so like or exchange
Okay.
or do anything, no. So like see they say like these great people, oh, they must have like so many truckloads of dung in dumped in front of their like, on their doorstep, not just one load. That's why it's always like a learning process. The life itself is a learning process, and that if you are wise enough, that
Yeah.
will lead us to for growth.
Yeah.
You know.
Fascinating.
Ah.
Fascinating. Yeah. And I really like with this law, it's talking about controlling what you can control. And there's so much in life that we can't control,
Mhm.
but we can control ourselves and our responses to things, even if, not so great things happen, challenges happen, or we have obstacles. We
Mhm.
can control the way we respond to those. And we can also control our attitude to life.
Mhm.
So if we want to make a decision to be positive about life, generally, to live within a peace, to practice, wholesome practices like meditation and reflection and mindfulness, being kind to other people and kind to animals and trees and plants and Mother Nature. That's what we can control. And that from the other laws, I'm just really, it's really landing with me just how important and the ripple effects of how important that is. Mm.
Mhm.
All right. So, moving on to the fifth law of karma. So, this is the law of responsibility. and it says, "It's your fault. Karma says so. It is the you must own what happens to you in your life.
Uh-huh.
One preference for blaming others is removed. Good or bad, everything is your fault, your responsibility." Wow.
What we really don't like to do also, right?
Yeah. Basically, my understanding of that law or this law is that everything is basically down to us.
Uh-huh.
So everything we do, all the actions that we take, and whatever comes back to us is ultimately our own personal responsibility. Mm. And I would love to hear your thoughts about
Uh-huh.
this law.
But usually they say when you point one finger, like there are at least three fingers facing towards you, no? Even if this sometimes like, come on, no, why are you like, betray me? It's also in this kind of direction or in some other direction, no? So when we do this, no, usually we pay focus on one, and usually this is like very aggressive mode, no? And then, oh, you, what did you do, no? Like, but still, like, at least three are facing in our direction, no? So many things, Anthea, yeah, what you say is so true. Though we try to blame somebody, it could be that environment or the even climate. We try to find a scapegoat, and that's what lead to like from ancient time even sacrifices. No, it's crazy. Like they would try to find or make a dummy or something, and try to put all those bad charms and everything onto that. But they went for like more stupid practices, no, like hurting beings, even humans, no. So they would. That's why the term scapegoat came, also, right? Uh,
Okay.
so you need some no way of escaping your sins and crimes and all. But the thing is, like, when you see, like, can you remember? I just told like when we were in some volunteer place. There was one guy whose laptop and everything was just scattered on the bed. Nobody touched it. But there was another one sleeping with this one of these devices, iPod, and with those old like with the wires, no earpieces, and somebody just cut it there and took because he was maybe keeping it. I don't know where he kept it, but not holding it surely, no. So they just cut it and took it. But those his stuff was like the expensive cameras, laptops. It was just there, nobody touches it. So in some
Yeah.
countries like Myanmar and all, if some in old days especially, if something got stolen from you, they would be ashamed to even tell about it because they say like, oh, maybe not in this life, my previous life I had stolen something. So
Yeah.
now here I am paying the price.
Mm.
So, so in a way, you wonder like why people go through bad situations or even good, no? Yeah. So it can apply in both ways.
That's right.
Not only like your blame to all these, uh, but what about the good thing? We always usually like talk, or some people who know this, they put karma topic to bad things usually. But what about all the good blessings they have? Uh, that is also karma because of your actions, right? Uh, so that also we can take in a positive way.
Oh,
So then that will incline you to do more good activities.
yeah.
And the other, the bitter stuff and all that, uh, they say like there's a friend of ours who says like, uh, she goes through a lot of things and she say I get all these bitter lemons, but
Yeah.
now I know how to make lemonade out of them. Yeah, it's true, right? So, even if it's bitter, people get to know, and this karma is like a big dustbin.
Yeah.
Without trying to throw our trash on every direction or finding somebody to just throw it on, because of
Yeah.
you, this happened. No, no, if it was not this person, somebody else will be there. Uh, it's not in good instances, it is not a egoistic factor. It's just like what we mentioned, like what you planted, now you're harvesting. But it took a lot of effort, and maybe at that time, many people helped you.
Yeah.
But the worst type of stuff, you can just put it in the dustbin, close the lid, and forget about it. It's my
Yeah.
karma. I must have done, maybe I didn't do anything wrong, but if it consistently occurs and it seems like it's unavoidable, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean the person has to stay in some dangerous situation or anything like that. Uh, but they don't say, oh, my karma, I have to face this, what to do. No, but the realization is like they can put it, okay, this is karma. I have done something bad because it keeps on happening. Huh? But within that, you can do things not to get fooled by it, or no, reduce the tensions or difficulties,
Yeah.
or get out of that situation. Because uh, you also have to do a part of it, or there's like responsibility wise, but you'll be
Yeah.
responsible for future good things also, and you'll be
That's right.
responsible in things like not killing, stealing, cheating, lying, doing all this bad stuff. You'll be responsible in that sense also.
Yeah.
So it will be like a natural process. Nobody has to like put laws onto you, say
No.
you should not do this. Religion wise also, people think like that ties you up, no.
Yeah.
But actually, in the long run, when you see like uh, these were some good things they mentioned, and some good things, and yeah, they say like good people, for example, not killing, not stealing, not cheating, like sexual misconduct, and then not lying, and not taking intoxications. These five, naturally, in any good time period, good humans or beings will do, it seems. Nobody
Yeah.
has to tell them even.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So you take responsibility, right?
Yeah. It's about taking responsibility for your actions,
Mm,
which is taking your responsibility for your karma and
mm.
knowing whatever comes back to you, good and or bad, is a result of your own actions.
And it
Mm.
goes a very long way also, Anthea, because like
Yeah.
if you're in a workplace, you take responsibility. As a parent, you take. As a sibling or a
Yeah.
partner, or if you are in some organization, or even while we are talking these kind of things, you have responsibility, right? Uh,
Yes.
because you know, like if I do something, and then there are instances like we used to share some stories, like the children taught their parents some lessons, but when they were mistreating their parents, maybe gave some dirty cups and plates and cups, the child would hide it, and these were real things. And when
Yeah.
they found that the child had hidden, and when they asked like why did it is for me, when you become old, I'll be feeding and drinking, giving to drink in those.
Mm.
So see, like, so that those things also how we take care of our parents, and these kind of also they also come around.
Yeah.
Then if their children see this, they'll be reacting according to that. Huh? So and some parents, even if they are good, sometimes the children abandon them. So
Yeah.
that is also karma.
Yeah.
So even they say like if you keep a pet, and some people they go and throw like into some place the kittens or the puppies, that also has a bad karma.
Yeah.
In samsara, like you will be lost like that, or somebody will abandon you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything, if you sell something bad to somebody, that will also come around. So it's not like a simple thing, this responsibility thing.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
not simple. And when you're talking about like those top five things, like not killing, not stealing, not cheating, I can't remember the other two,
lying and intoxications.
location. It makes perfect sense now that you've mentioned that. And as we've been discussing karma and this particular law, because if we do those things, that's going to happen to us. Someone's going to kill us.
Mm.
Someone's going to lie to us. Someone's going to cheat on us. Someone's going to, the others. So we don't
Mm.
want that to happen.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, it makes perfect sense when you explain it like that. Mm.
Mm-hmm. So
Yep.
we do
But
have to be very responsible, no?
We do. We have to be very responsible, and not only for the sake of taking care of other people,
Mm.
but for taking care of
Yeah,
ourselves.
exactly. Physically, mentally, no?
Because what we give out is going to come back to us.
Mm.
So if we want to receive good things, give out good things. Mm,
Even our trash and garbage, if you just throw around, that
yeah,
goes to the environment, then the environment goes. There's a chain reaction. Maybe it will go to the streams and waterways, or then it comes some other way, and then if it affects the rain and the water gets polluted, we think, oh, what is this? No, it's a small thing. But even those things like have their effects, no? So we have to be responsible
yeah,
in that also.
definitely.
It's not a
Mm,
big strain, but it's like better to be safe than sorry. In some places, it says
exactly.
when you're doing yeah, when you're doing bad things, it's so sometimes some people enjoy it so much. It's like honey. Uh,
Mm,
like, but when you're facing the results, it's tough like fire. Uh, so it
yeah.
rhymes in that language. Uh,
Mm,
So it says penny and guinea, yeah, like same verses. So but uh, people like enjoy. Sometimes they hurt somebody or bully somebody. No, like they are laughing about it or happy and like no, they
yeah.
ridicule or do something or steal and show off.
Mm,
But when they feel like you see, like some people they rob something, and even on social media it seems like they're showing the flashing the money and all, but they got caught because of the same reason. And when they are going to jail, they are like crying, fainting,
mm,
everything, pleading.
yeah,
But when they were doing it, they didn't feel anything like that.
yeah.
Or you steal at your workplace, then you get fired maybe. Uh, or some people wonder uh like why they are telling bad things about me in the office. But sometimes you see like they had done the same.
Yeah,
Yeah. And not only that, it comes in multiplications. And there was a nice
yeah,
story. Like um, there was a ship in ancient times, uh, and the ship suddenly stopped. It seems it was a sailing ship. They
yeah.
could not move anywhere. They were stuck in the middle of the ocean. So they had a belief those days, like there can be somebody who is a sinner, not in the religious sense, like somebody who had done some bad thing.
All right.
That's why we all are stuck here. So what they
Yeah.
did was they drew straws,
Okay.
uh, and every time they did, the captain's wife, she got the short end.
Yeah.
Every time they, because it's his wife, right? If it was somebody else, maybe they'll just put them into the ocean or something.
Oh,
But every time it came, so he said again, let's try again, let's try again. Uh, but every time it came, so there was no other thing to do, it seems. They put, it's horrible, but they put
yeah.
some weights and they put, put her into the ocean. Then the ship start moving. Huh? So then they had asked some very wise person, they saw this and asked, like, of all people, why it happened to her? So it had really happened. And it is said in her past life, uh, uh, there she was a beautiful girl, and there was like a dog who was coming behind her. Huh? But he had the skin rashes and everything, the mange, and so stinky. The poor creature, like nobody had looked after it. Uh, and then the young boys and all were laughing. Oh, that's your husband coming behind you, because he was. And actually, when they checked, it was her previous life from that husband.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was so tired of it. What she did was when she went to like a place where they like a well. What she had done was she had taken the vessel, they collect water, filled it up, and tied that rope around the dog's neck and put it into the well. So that came as in that life, but not only that life, it happens multiplications itself.
Yeah.
So, so they really come back. But the good things are also like that. Eh?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
some good thing happens, nobody can stop it even.
Yeah. If a good thing happens, it's multiplied and multiplied as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay. So we'll go through one more, we'll cover
Sure.
one more and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. So as I alluded to a little bit earlier, we will be having another
Yeah, no.
session for next week or the
Uh-huh.
next have our session, and that's perfectly okay. There's no hurry to get through these, so we have no set deadlines. The sixth law of karma, the law of focus. And this one says focus on one thing. The more you focus on something, the more of it you will receive. Focus on high vibrations like love, peace, and harmony, and you will receive more of these. That's very beautiful.
Mm. Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
like that law?
And please, you also join in.
Sure, sure. So that one makes really resonates with me in terms of the love and peace and harmony, because I've experienced that within my life. So that if uh, when I have focused on love and peace and harmony, it seems that you receive more of that back, and it makes sense now. The more that we've discussed how karma works, that by focusing on something, you're going to receive more of it back. But I would also probably expect that, as we've been talking about, if we focus on things that we don't want, and I've experienced this as well. So if perhaps you focus on fear or what other or perhaps anger. They might be two examples, and I can think of another one of shame. So if we focus on those emotions, then we would receive those back as well. So
Mhm.
where we put our focus, I think there's a saying where focus goes, attention flows, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Where we put our focus is what basically comes back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And
I'd love to hear
uh-huh.
your
Uh,
thoughts. But
yeah, and yeah, since you mentioned that, they say like there was a nice small cartoon like thing, and they and it says like a rabbit looking at a person and saying like, don't you know how or what you see is a reflection of your own thinking, no? So there's like this mirror image uh, that happens, and what happens outside shows what is happening here also. Uh, and those everything are connected. Even in meditation, when we do it, no? So there are signs that appear. The everything becomes very clear, or there are like objects that appear. So, but it's a mirror view of our own mind, right? Huh? It's not some superficial or alien stuff coming into your mind suddenly, no? No. So your mind is not getting suddenly, some visit from somewhere. So this is it's a mirror. If we get caught up in that and try to check that, the meditation process stops, and that also crashes. This also crashes. This already had crashed the practice of meditation, and when we focus that, we can go doing that for a little while, but then it crashes. Huh? So likewise, I'm just taking that as an example. The connection, so at some point, some person asked this, and they are like, okay, like we don't really talk these things. I think it's important, especially in some countries. Like I have friends, they say like they feels, especially like places where they had like many incidents in wars, uh, or
yeah,
Second World War and all. They feel like in the city still, and especially people who meditate, they are not making things up. They are not like afraid or anything like that, but they say there's something going. they hear sounds or like some things present. So, so usually in these areas, what they do is they offer merits to past relatives or anybody. And
Yeah.
with those merits, it's like energy transfer. We do some good thing, we offer some food to somebody, give them clothing or medicines, and with this energy, because there's a build-up of energy like meditation, right? Even through meditation, it can be done.
Yeah.
And then even when we are doing virtue, these kind of things, wholesome minds are made, and with that energy, we can say any being who needs this. It's like we find some water and we are offering it to anybody, bird, animal, human, anybody who's thirsty, please take this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Likewise, like that, you just leave it, no? So, likewise, there are beings we need to support,
Yeah.
especially our past relatives, it seems. Because
Yeah.
we cannot give them food if they are hungry, no? Maybe they are already in another life. So, there is in these ancient traditions and all, it's called a transferring of merits,
Yeah.
because you cannot give physical things to them, no? So past relatives, you say. So one guy actually was questioning this. So he asked, like, okay, like, when we do offer these merits, those days they used to do this. Do those relatives really get them? Then that great, like that person whom he asked the question said, in the proper place they would, but proper places, unproper places they would not. Uh,
Okay.
so that means like they should be also in with a receptive mind. And that's why we see sometimes our relatives or somebody coming in our dreams and say,
Yeah.
help me.
Yes.
Or they say, like, do these things and I can go to a better place. And
Yeah.
some places, like mediums or some people, they really can feel it or they see it. And some saints, they really saw. Or those beings came and asked, like, I'm in a lot of suffering, please help me.
Yes.
So the next thing was like, he asked just to check. So he asked, like, just in case there were no such relatives, huh, who would receive these merits? Huh? Say there was no relatives, no? So then the person has answered, the samsara is so long. So this brings up to another beautiful point also about connection. I'm coming back to, coming to that point. So in sansara is so long, the cycle of death and birth, death and birth, death and birth. Now we are born again in this life. Huh? So, and we are living our life. So, it is so vast and so far, there isn't a single being who is not a relative. So,
Ah.
all the people we are fighting with, or the things going on, they don't know that. But they were some, maybe our parents, maybe sisters, brothers, at some point in samsara. So,
Yeah.
there isn't the single being who is a not non-relative.
Yeah.
So with that, you understand, my goodness, like even if we hate each other, we are still connected. Usually we don't fight with our own siblings, no?
Yeah.
And parents, no? And but if everybody is like that, my goodness, think of the connection, all the animals, the humans, all like all these other beings, who they are, maybe they are in such difficult conditions or bad places, all are connected.
Yeah.
So any of them will even receive these merits. Then
Yeah.
this guy asked, like, even if there was no such, then the person has said, don't worry, the person who is doing that will receive those good karma. So that means surely the person who is doing benefits from all this, but we are so connected. That's why sometimes when we see people, I know this person for a long time. No, it's not like it seems so familiar, right?
Ah.
Because it is.
Ah.
They were there for like aeons of time.
Yeah.
Now they can maybe hate each other, but still they knew them.
Yeah.
And they can fix things and go on also. So it's so vast.
Wow.
It's
That's
such a broad picture, no? When you talk about these things.
Yeah. So what's coming up for me is now that we're basically all one family and everybody's brothers and sisters and
Mm,
mothers, fathers and wives and husbands, and yeah, we're all related so closely, and animals as well are brothers and sisters and members of our family. Mm.
So think we were born in like ant hill or someplace. How many brothers and sisters, right? You talk about 12 siblings, but this is like millions, no? Like hundreds or thousands, no?
Yeah,
Still, right?
wow.
No? It's beehive, ant, colony.
Yeah,
So it is a lot, right?
a lot. It's very
Because some people, they were so powerful in their minds. Even if they saw a group of ants going, they could check their past lives and their those days. And they, yeah, really. And they would say, like, oh, this was such and such, such and such, such and such. And there were people like who could just take a skull and tap on the skull and say where they were born, even. Yeah, just by tapping on the skull. So they could look backwards, forwards, anywhere. Fascinating, just with the mind power.
yeah. How fascinating. Mm.
Eh?
So we're so connected. Everything is so
Mm,
connected, and everything has an impact on other things. And yeah, so every action that we do is like a vibration that impacts,
mm,
yeah, and then comes back to us. So yeah, fascinating, fascinating topic.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Then we'll talk
All
the
right.
other things maybe next time, because there's like we completed like try just to introduce and this brief description of like six from the 12. No, I think like maybe the next six we'll do like the next week. No?
I think that's a really good plan, and talk about the laws 7 to 12 next week, God willing. And yes, I've really enjoyed our conversation this evening, and it's given me even more things to think about in terms of karma. But it just keeps coming back to me that how connected we all are as sentient beings on this planet, animals, and human beings. We're all so connected. Mm.
Mhm.
To look after each other so we can
Yeah.
look
No?
after ourselves.
Mm.
Mm, mm.
Okay, then thank you so much, Anthea, and it was a great pleasure. And we'll be putting all everybody's contacts in there, and even about the products, and we'll be putting like, so there'll be descriptions about that also in the videos as well as the post. So if anybody is interested, they can join us. And yeah, and all Anthea's details also will be there. So you can connect with either one of us and about these topics also. It will be wonderful if people join in and know, like discuss. We are trying to deliver. This is like we always mention open free space where anybody can interact and be free to express themselves, talk about topics, no, all these kind of things. So yeah, and it's a great pleasure, Anthea, to be here. And thank you so much also for selecting these wonderful topics.
Thank you so much, Sanji, for your kind words, and thank you so much for your contributions. And I really enjoy working with you. And until next week, take care, and take care, everybody, and sharing merits with everybody else who
Yeah.
uh, conversation. So, sharing blessings and merits with everybody, and everybody wanting everybody, wishing everybody all the best and health and wellness and all the wonderful things in life.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sandy. You too. Bye bye.